Robotics. First Robotics was established in 2003, and they are the leading robotics company in the world. They are based in Texas, and they organize robotics competition for kids, of which we are preparing some youth to represent the AI and your school and bountiful technology the coming year.
Wait.
Was also established in 2013, and we have developed into a leader in robotics education solution for schools, consumers, and we have been endorsed by the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service. Please, if you are not speaking, kindly mute your audio so that all of you can hear me. We'll plead with you to kindly mute your audio.
Yes, Stephen, there is a feedback for your end. Can you check your phone? Okay, you continue.
Yeah, my phone has not been connected.
Okay, you continue. I'll be checking that.
Our program is to help you to develop specific skills such as to develop teamwork, because you'll be working in teams, and then you develop communication skills, you develop creativity skills, computational skills, and you'll be able to collaborate.
Please, now you are getting feedback. So can you mute this thing, please? Fails.
So we teach STEM, and I hope by now all of you know the meaning of STEM. We know that STEM is about science, technology, engineering, and what? And mathematics. So we teach children about how you can apply the various skills in education. So today I have with me Mr. Sekogo Yim, the Executive Director of Bountiful Technologies. He's here with us. He's also certified robotics instructor. Also have with me Roland Pekubi. He's also a senior certified robotic instructor. And then my name is Stephen Ahin. I'm also a senior certified robotics instructor, and I'll be leading you in the class today. Last week we introduced you to your group. As at now, we have about 17 groups, and we have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 5 and 6. They have presented their group assignment or group projects. So on Wednesday, the remaining groups, the IE group 4, and then group 7 to 16, you are going to do your presentation on Wednesday. So if you are on this platform and you know that you have not done your group presentation, you have to contact your group members after discussion today so that you can do your group work. You are going to present it on Wednesday. And if you don't know your group, you have to, we've sent emails to your parents, so you have to find out from your mom or dad for he or she to be able to give you the names of your group members so that you can communicate with them on how you can do your projects.
Yes, Stephen, are you there? Stephen?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead. I've lost you.
Okay. Yes, I said I'm pausing for 2 minutes to take questions from you regarding changes to our classes or regarding your any question regarding your group. So if you want to ask the question, just unmute your audio and then ask your question.
So I want to ask you a question.
Please ask your question.
Should we name our group?
As at now, yes, if you want to name your group, you can go ahead and give a name to your group, but the group members should come together and give a name to the group.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay, then I think I can continue now. And I also want to inform you that we are going to send please mute your audio. We are going to send WhatsApp messages to your parents, but I also have to inform you, some of the parents are on this platform, that our free online class will end on the 29th of April. So our free online class will end on the 29th of this month. So after 29, any students or any parent who wants his or her ward to continue with us will pay a specific amount of money for you to be able to continue the class.
So 29th April.
Yes,
29th.
No, today is 20th.
We are ending the free online class on the 29th of this month. So those of you who want to continue with us, and we want all of you to continue with us. If you want to continue with us, you pay a certain amount of money. We are still negotiating about it. We have not agreed on the price yet. But once we agreed on the price, we post it on the print platform for them to see, and we also tell you we should be able to agree on the price by next week, or no, by Wednesday. So we will tell you the amount that you have to pay so that your parents can prepare, so that they can pay that amount of money so that you can continue with us. But we are going to have a parent teachers conference with them this Saturday, and then we are going to train them on how they can make use of, we are going to train them on how they can use our online platform so that they can help you whilst you are at home. So these are the changes that are coming. So just inform your parent that if you want to continue with us, you have to pay a certain amount of money at the end of this month for you to continue with us next month. Do we have any question regarding that?
Also
Is it every month?
yes, it's going to be every month. And also, one of the things we'll be sending out messages to your parents, and please remind them the parents teachers conference. The parents teachers conference will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. on Zoom. So we'll be meeting on Zoom to hold that parents teachers conference, to train your parents on how to use technology and how to help you at home so you can be successful in the program. And in that paid class, we'll be learning a lot. Not only robotics, we'll be doing animation design, coding, and 3D design, and also robotics. So it is important that we train your parents on how to help you at home with your projects and how to use technology and to be successful. So we'll send out a message on all the parents platform. Then at the same time, we will send out a Google form where your parents will be able to register you on, so you can become part of the program. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Said, for that clarification. So let's come to our objectives today. Please mute your audio. Me, okay, all right. All right, so at the end of the day, this is our learning outcome. Students will be able to explain engineering. Today we are going to talk about engineering, and we are going to talk about the types of engineering. So at the end of today, we should be able to explain the meaning of engineering to anyone who asks you about engineering. And then we are going to explore the 5 types of engineering. We are going to look at what they do, and then we are going to discuss about the VERSE Robotics Virtual Lab. We are going to explore some details there. All right. So the first thing is, I'll first of all ask this question: how many of you want to become engineers? If you want to become engineer, raise your hand and let me see. Okay, okay. All right. So is it Michelle? Is it Miguel, Michelle or Miguel?
We have Nana Dome. We have Kwame and Sa.
It is Miguel.
Miguel.
Yes, Miguel. So
Yes.
why do you want to become an engineer? And who is an engineer?
Why do you want to become an engineer?
See.
Okay, Miguel.
You're online.
Who is an engineer? Who is an
Because I
engineer?
can build
Because you can build what?
and manufacture things.
Good.
That's very great. Nana Adam, who is an engineer and why do you want to become an engineer?
Sir, I don't want to be an engineer.
Why?
You don't want to be an engineer.
Okay. What about?
Sir, because
Go ahead.
because sometimes engineers.
Are you sure? Engineers are one of the jobs that they pay them very well. They pay them very well in the world today. Yeah, so it is something that it is a kind of profession that most of you should dream towards, because at the end of today we are going to learn about what engineers do. The world today needs people who can solve problems. If you are in this world and you can solve problems, then you are the one who is leading in this world, because the world is full of problems. We want people who can solve the problems for us, and anyone will want to pay high amount of money for his or her problem to be solved. Your parents are paying a good amount of money in your school because they want you to become good for in future. So the teachers are helping them to solve their problems. So all right, so we are going to learn about engineering, and first of all we'll talk about the meaning of an engineering. Okay, so what is an engineering?
Say.
Yes.
Engineering is all about using scientific methods to solve problems.
That's very good. Your name and your school.
Annabelle Mensa, Bediaku Memorial Institute.
That's very good. Let's clap for Annabelle. Annabelle has done well. So that is what the meaning of what engineering. Engineering is all about using practical and scientific knowledge to create solutions for what? Identify problem. So when you use what? Scientific knowledge to what? To solve, identify problem, what? That kind of application of knowledge falls under what? Engineering. And engineering is also what? A branch of what? Science and what? Technology. A branch of science and technology that is concerned with the design, build, and use of engines, machines, and what? And structures. So we can say that any person who designed or built structures is what? Is an engineer. Any person who use what? Machines, engines, design machines, build engines, and so forth is also what? Is also an engineer.
So if you are being asked a question, can we give it a simple definition?
If you are,
You said
if you are asked a question about engineering, can we give a simple definition, or should give the exact one you're screen sharing for us?
You can give a simple definition, but there should be underlying principles. There are some key words that should be in your definition, right? But you should be able to simplify it. This class is to make you think outside the box, not to chew and pour. So you should be able to define engineering in the way you understand it, by using fundamental principles. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
okay, so please mute your audio. Mute your audio. So you always have to remember that engineers solve what? Identify problems.
Right, so go to the parent platform.
You should always know that engineers solve what? Identify problems. So one, engineers solve problems. And how do they solve the problems? They use what? Scientific knowledge to what? To solve what? Problems. So these are what? The key words that must come when you are defining what? Engineering. One, they use scientific knowledge, and then what? They use the scientific knowledge to what? To solve what? Problems. You understand? All right. You can also say that engineering is a branch of technology, and they deal with design, building, and then what? Use of structures and machines. It's also another definition for engineering. And engineering is the use of scientific principles to design and build machines, structures, and other items, including bridges, tunnels, roads, vehicles, and what? And buildings. So if we ask you to identify great things that engineers do, what are you going to tell me? What are some of the things that engineers do?
They build machines.
They build machines, very good.
They solve problems. They solve problems. So
Okay.
the engineers solve problems.
Okay, problem. I want to know some of the problems they solve. We know that they solve problems, but
Engineers build houses for people to stay in.
very good. That's great.
They build robots.
They build robots. That's good.
They make a road so that
Okay, Audrey, that's good.
They build bridges.
for us to travel.
They make vehicles.
Okay.
Sleeping.
Okay. So,
And engineers build light poles.
Elika here.
Yes, sir.
Elika Godwin, can you tell me some of the things engineers do?
They design microchips. Engineers build cars.
Okay.
So they build bridges.
They invent engineers build ships. So they design microchips.
Okay, that's great.
Along with water.
Most engineers
build robots.
Okay, that's good. So thank you very much for that one. All right, so mute your audio now. Mute your audio.
Yeah, please.
Please mute your audio. Nana, don't mute your audio.
Yeah.
All right, so now we know that engineers use scientific knowledge to solve problems. So we are going to talk about some of the the skills they use in solving these problems. One is that they use math and science to create most of what the products, buildings, and then structures we see what every day. So you have a beautiful house that you are staying in right now. The engineers that built that house, they made use of what? Of mathematics. So they didn't just stand up to just mix mortar. Even before they will mix the cement and mortar, they will have to what? Calculate the ratio of what? Of cement they need to add to what? To sand for it to be mixed. They need to measure the amount of water they need to what? To add to what? To the mortar for it to what? To be mixed what? Properly. So they make use of what? Of mathematics. So if you want to be to become an engineer, you have to know that you are going to make use of what? Of mathematics. So you don't have to say that, oh, I want to be an engineer. I just want to build cars, manufacture cars, build houses, build bridges. So I'm not going to study mathematics. Engineers make good use of what? Of mathematics. And then they also make good use of what? Of science. Because science talks about what? The environment that we are living in. There are problems in what? In the environment that needs to be solved. So engineers what? Use this scientific knowledge to what? To solve problems what? In the environment. All right, and some of the products they do as we've learned that they build structures, some of them build bridges, some of them build houses, and then some of them build machines and so forth. And then we are going, engineers often use an engineering notebook to help them think about and solve problems. So do we have anyone here whose mom or dad is an engineer?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you are here and your mom or dad is an engineer, I'm giving you this work. This work goes to you.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is, I want you to ask your mom or dad who is an engineer about what is an engineering notebook, okay? I want you to
Exactly, she said.
what is an engineering notebook?
Okay.
And what do they use
An engineering notebook.
Okay.
Engineers use engineering notebook to
ask them that question, and then we will discuss about it when we meet on Wednesday.
Did you say what's an engineering notebook and what does it do?
Yes, very good. What is an engineering notebook and what do they use it for? Okay.
Okay.
Good.
An engineering notebook is a book that engineers use to solve their problems. They do all the things they put all the ideas in their head in the engineering notebook, and the main use of the notebook is to express your ideas in the book.
Wonderful.
Okay, that's really good. Wow, that's nice. All right. So we those of you whose mom or dad are engineers, we want them to tell us more about engineering notebook when we meet again. I don't know if any of the parents is around today, if he or she will sacrifice to tell us a little bit about engineering notebook. Do we have any parent on the platform here who is an engineer that want to tell us a little bit about engineering notebook and how it's helped him or her in doing his work? Please mute your audio. All right, so we'll continue. I think we don't have anyone here yet. So kindly ask that question for me. You have do a presentation on it when we meet. So you also will have the opportunity to use an idea alongside activities that help you to think like an engineer. Okay, so we are also going to use what? An engineering book. We call it an idea book, and we are going to what? To use it to help us think as what? As an engineer. We are going to do our calculation in. We are going to make our design in, and we are going to look at it to solve simple problems around us. So we also have the opportunity to use an engineering notebook. All right, so we'll go to the types of engineering. So what are the types of engineering?
Chemical engineering.
Chemical
Civil
engineering.
engineering, electrical engineering,
Chemical
Hello,
engineering,
hello,
mechanical
hello.
engineering,
One at a
electrical
time.
engineering,
civil engineering, civil engineering,
Good. One at a time.
mechanical engineering,
engineering,
circuit engineering, automotive engineering,
engineering,
civil engineering, structural
Thank
engineering,
you. Thank you.
electrical
One
engineering.
after the other, please.
robotical engineering.
So if you want to say anything, please indicate for your teacher to see you. Please mute your
Okay,
audio
sir.
until you bring call to say anything, please.
Yeah, so you raise your hand and then I'll call you and then what? You talk. Okay. All right. So if you want to talk, just raise your hand and then I'll call you.
What?
We are talking about types of engineering. So before you, so if you want to talk, raise your hand and I'll call you. Okay, we have Elike. Elike, can you give me one type of an engineer?
Electrical
Okay, civil engineering, that's very good. And then Nanado,
Yes, sir.
give me one type of engineering.
Electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering, that's very good. All right. Then we go to Fifi Azepa.
Civil engineering.
All right, civil engineering. And then we'll go to Michelle. Michelle.
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering, okay. And then I'll go to Bismarck Japan. Give me one type of engineering.
Automotive engineering.
Okay, all right, you have done well. But automobile engineering falls under mechanical engineering. We'll talk more about it. So we are going to talk about engineering. So many things. Some of you will say pharmaceutical engineering, but we'll learn where all of them fall.
Okay.
To learn types of this. I said that hold.
Say. Say.
Hello. Very so sciences, they convert raw materials or chemicals into more useful chemicals. So they produce chemicals with the help of what? Of biological and chemical sciences to do that. And examples of chemical engineering are what? Petrochemical engineers and what? Pharmaceutical engineers. So petrochemical engineers, we know that they learn how to what? How to convert raw materials into what? Into finished products such as. I'll ask this question to Kofi Jima. Kofi Jima, are you around?
Please, yes.
Okay, Kofi Jima, your dad is a civil engineer. So civil engineer, what do they do?
They are like architect.
Okay, all right, that's good. They are like architect. That's good. All right. So architecture falls under civil engineer. You have done well. Yeah. So civil engineer, what do they do? Audrey, you want to answer? Okay, Audrey. Yes, Audrey.
I'm asking the boy who answered who is an architect.
Okay, you want to ask him a question? Audrey, do you want to ask a question?
I said who is an architect?
Okay. So who is an architect?
Yeah, an architect, student. Who can help? Nana Dom, who is an architect? Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay, thank you. An architect is a person who design buildings and structures. For example, before you build your house, before your house is built, an architect will come out with the design and how the house will look like. Then that will be given to a structural engineer who would then go ahead and what and start the building. So an architect is a part of engineering. A build, we call it, it's on a civil engineering, a part of civil engineering that deals with structures and design of building and roads. So they do most of the design before the building is done by the structural engineer. I hope that is okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Good. So Stephen, go ahead.
Okay, so that's very good. So that's the work of a civil engineer. So civil engineering is a professional engineering discipline that deals with the design. So civil engineer, they deal with what? The design, construction, and maintenance of physical and naturally built environment. And some of the projects they work on are what? Are roads, bridges, canals, dams, airports, sewage system, pipeline, and etc. So that's what civil engineers do. So even if you forget the definition of civil engineering, you should not forget that civil engineer build what? Roads, they build bridges, they build canals, they build dams, airports, they build houses, schools, and so forth. So that is the work of civil engineering. So at this point, I'll pause and then I'll ask question. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
All right, so let's go to the next type of engineering. That's mechanical engineering. So mechanical engineering, what do they do? Okay, they make cars. That's good.
They work with machines.
They work with machines. Okay, that's good. Do we have Lynette Dede here? Lynette Dede. Mechanical engineers, what do they do, Lynette?
Mechanical engineers are the ones that fix engines and cars.
Wow, that's very good. That's very good. You have done well.
Sir, please, auto mechanic.
Okay, auto mechanics is also another form of mechanical engineering. Yes, mention your name.
It's okay.
Yehoda. Do you have Yehoda here? Yehoda.
Sir, please, yes.
Yeah, Yehoda, what does mechanical engineers do?
Sir, please, they make robots. And they also fix cars.
Okay, they fix cars. That's very good. Mechanical engineers fix cars, but they don't make robots. Yes.
Sir, please, can I try?
Mechanical engineers produce, assemble, maintain, and fix machines.
Okay, that's very good. So it's not only cars that they manufacture. They also manufacture machines. Yes.
Sir, can I try?
Yeah, mention your name and I'll call you.
Sir, Elike Gordon.
Elike, yes, Elike, talk.
Mechanical engineering is an engineering discipline that combines engineering, physics, and mathematics principles with materials science to design, analyze, manufacture, and maintain mechanical systems.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. You have done very well. But I want you to, when we finish the class, summarize your definition of mechanical engineering so that it will be easy to explain to someone so that you can remember it all. All right. So let's continue. So this is the work of mechanical engineers. Like you can see on the screen, this is one of the Kantaka's car. Okay, so those who manufacture cars falls under what? Mechanical engineer. So our own grandfather, Apostle Kojusafo, is an example of what? Of a mechanical engineer. So mechanical engineers, please mute the audio. Mechanical engineers don't only build or design cars, they also design machines. They also build and also design machines. Okay, so that is the work of mechanical engineers. All right, so the next thing we'll talk about. The next thing we'll talk about is electrical engineering. So electrical engineering, I'll call Abigail. Abigail, someone. Abigail, someone. What does electrical engineers do?
Sir, can I speak?
No, I want Abigail to speak. We have Abigail here. I've not heard from her today. Abigail, are you with us? Yes, yeah. I want you to tell us what does electrical engineers do.
Okay.
Yes, Abigail, what do they do? Electrical engineers.
Okay.
Okay, Abigail is still coming. Let's go to another person.
Say, please, I'll
Yes,
say
Abigail,
it.
we are waiting for you.
We can continue to another person.
Yes. Okay, David. We have David Blay. David Blay. Are you with us? Okay, Elike want to talk. Elike, what do they do? Electrical engineers.
Sir, please, I'm coming.
Say.
Annabelle, go ahead. Stephen, I think we should continue.
Say.
Yes.
Say.
Yes.
Electrical engineering is an engineer. Say.
Yes, talk.
Electrical engineering is a type of
engineering
that works with electricity.
Okay, it's a type of engineering that works with electricity. That's very good. You have done well. Yes, I will take the last one. Yes, talk.
Say. Electrical engineering is an engineering discipline concerned with the study, design, and application of equipment.
Okay,
that's very good. So electrical engineering, they are concerned with the study, design, and application of equipment, devices, and systems which uses electricity, electronics, and electromagnetism. So it's not only about about electricity. They also make use of electronics. So in some books you see that we call them electrical or electronic engineering. And we have a course in university, we call it electrical or electronic engineering. Those of you who want to become electrical engineers,
I'm confused.
yes.
What is electromagnetism?
Okay. What is electromagnetism?
Okay.
Electromagnetism is when a magnet joins with an electric device.
That's very good. Let's clap for it. Is it him or what's your name?
Delasi.
Let's clap for Delasi. Yes, done well. All right. Any other definition or explanation for electromagnetism before Mr. Seth will come in?
Electromagnetism is a form of magnet which is done using electricity.
Good.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Mr. Seth.
Yeah, I think you guys have said it all. Just look at the word electromagnetism. It's using electrons and magnets. So this mechanism, or this is the medium in which. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Please, have to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't mean that electromagnetism means using electricity to make magnets.
No, it is just the use of most of the electrical waves travel through electromagnetism. For example, your telephones, even your internet. Some of your internets use what we call the fiber optics, and it use electrons. and the sound in your telephone, all of that. So this is using both electrons and magnets to enable the sound waves to travel through that medium. So it's not using electron to make magnets. Stephen.
Sir.
Stephen, can you remove your screen? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Annabelle, go ahead. Okay, Stephen.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much for that explanation. So that is for electrical or electronic engineering. The next one we'll talk about is specialized engineering. Mute your audio. Mute your audio. The last type of engineering we'll talk about is specialized engineering. So who is a specialized engineer? Or specialized engineering, what do they do? Specialized engineers, what do they do?
Was 9:51.
Sir, specialized.
Electromagnets.
Specialized engineering, what do they do?
Can I speak? Sir, specialized engineering makes specialized things like washing machine, dishwasher, television.
Okay. Any other?
So specialized engineering includes engineering disciplines which are not part of the main engineering efforts, which include electromagnetic interference, safety and physical security, or is the use of two or more fields of engineering together to form a new kind of engineering.
Uncle Stephen.
So what you're saying doesn't come.
Uncle Stephen. Uncle Stephen.
Yes, Kofi Jima talk.
Specialized engineering is a type of engineering which is specialized for things that are not in this world. For example, spaceships.
Okay, that's very good. Who is David Blay? Can you stop sharing the screen? David Blay, can you stop sharing the screen? All right, so we'll continue. So that is the work of what? Of specialized engineering. Specialized engineering, they combined two or more types of of engineering. So they join it together to produce something. And then what we are talking about right now, an example of a specialized engineering is robotics engineering. You can think of of robots. So robots make use of of two or more types of engineering. For instance, a robot will make use of of mechanical engineering to design and build the robots. And then it also make use of of electrical engineering, because the robot needs to get some electricity and electronics. And then, so we can see that robotics engineering has made use of both mechanical engineering and what? And electrical what? Engineering.
Stephen, you can share your screen now.
Please mute your audio. So this engineering fields use two or more types of engineering together to build a brand new kind of engineering. An example is robotics and what? Biomedical. These are the types of what? Of engineering we have. Do you have any question at this point?
Okay.
Do you have any question?
Sir,
Yes, ask your question. Just mention your name and then ask your question.
sir, my name is Edric. Why do the specialized engineers join two or more engineering together?
Okay, very good.
Sir, please.
You also have a question?
Watch. If the thing gets here, how can I use it? Oh.
You also have a question? Okay, so specialized engineering combined two or more types of what? Engineering together because of hello.
Sir.
Sir.
Yes, I'm listening.
I don't understand the chemical engineer. Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Can someone?
I still don't understand the chemical engineer.
Okay, that's okay. We would like to understand. All right. So what I said is chemical engineers. Hello.
Sir. Hello. Sir, please, the groups, the ones that did not get their groups, to have them giving us a new group.
Okay, all right. So I'll answer these questions. First of all, I'll answer the question on the chemical engineering, and then I'll answer the question on the groups. Okay, so just mute your audio. Okay, that's why I said I'll answer the question. The groups.
Sir.
So just listen to me.
Question.
Sir, please. Sir, please, I don't have a group.
Yes, I will answer you. So let me finish answering the questions, and then when I finish, you can ask your questions. We have two people who have just asked a question. One is about the chemical engineering.
Sir, I want to ask a question.
Yeah, let me finish answering these two questions, and then you can ask your question. All right, so the first question about chemical engineering. We said that chemical engineering made use of what? Of physical, they make use of physical sciences and what? And biological sciences to what? To solve problems. They make use of what? Physical sciences and biological sciences to what? To solve what? Problems. So for instance, an example is what? Is pharmaceutical engineering. So engineering, how do they make use of biological sciences? One, they need to study about diseases, what causes those diseases, and then design what? A particular medicine to what? To cure what? That diseases. So that is why we say that they make use of what? Biological sciences. And we know that biology is what? Is the study of what? Of human and what? Animals and then what? And plants. So they have to study the characteristics of human. You have to study characteristics of disease to know what causes those diseases for them to be able to what? To provide drugs to what? To cure that disease. So that is how chemical engineers work. They make use of both physical and what? And biological sciences to solve problems. And then the second question about the groups. We have sent the list of the group everyone on this platform has a group, and we have sent it to the email your parent provided us. So what we are saying is, if you don't know your group, just contact your parent to check their emails. You know then the names of the groups you belong to. And if they send us a message on our WhatsApp platform,
Sir.
is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Sir.
I'll take the last question. Yes,
Sir.
talk.
Sir, please, what are we supposed to do in groups?
Yeah, so the groups, we have given you a project. And the project we have given you, that project is in the email we sent to your parents. Some of you have already done your presentations. So those that you have not done your presentation, you just have to contact your parent. Tell them that we said we have sent them an email concerning a project you have to do.
Do you realize that you talk yourself? I put it on mute.
If they have not received the email, they should
Which one do you even talk on?
Through WhatsApp. They should send us a WhatsApp message and we'll be able to get the email sent to them. All right, so that's very good. So thank you very much for your questions. So we'll go straight to the VERSE virtual lab to continue with what we learned last week. So how many of you were able to go to the virtual lab within the week?
Me.
So how do you do the virtual lab?
I have 20 projects.
Okay, so let me see those who were able to go to the virtual lab. If you're able to go to the virtual lab, just lift your hand and then let me see.
So me, when I try, it doesn't work.
Sir.
My mother has.
Okay, Sheldon.
Sir.
Sheldon, can you share with us how you were able to go there and then what you learned there? Can you share with us the process you went through before you got there?
Sir, please, my mother has sent the email address, but I haven't gotten my group.
Sir. 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 Sir.
Yeah, Stephen, are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm available.
Yeah, has Spencer presented yet? Or Sheldon, we can continue. Just, Sheldon, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, explain to us how you went to the site.
Yes, you go to Google. Then you type VERSE. You go straight to
Sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Sir. Sir.
Yes. When you want to speak, just raise your hand. Don't just say sir over and over again. You should just raise your hand and you recognize and then you speak. Is that okay? Hello? Steven, you can continue.
All right, so last week we learned about the VERSE virtual lab. So this is the VERSE virtual lab, and we learn about various options there. We said that this is a virtual lab where you can go and then program your robot. So although the robot, you not see the robot physical with you, but you see it on the screen. And this programming is is the same programming software we use when we came to your schools. So when you learn it here, when we come to the school, we are also going to talk about it, and by then you should be able to understand various options in this interface. So for instance, we have the when started button. When you start the program, it will always start with the when started button.
Uncle Steven.
Yes.
Please, I also found out about the VR that when the VR is listed and you are just typing vex.com and you go there, they'll give you lists of types of vex. And it was not only vex, IQ, and VR. There were a lot.
No, we are focusing on just this right now. This is what we are learning. So you focus on that. Is that okay?
Okay.
Good.
All right. So this is the when started button, and I spoke about how to use it, and I said if you want to learn more about the blocks, you have to use the help button. So there is a question mark here. The question mark here is the help button. The help button will help you to learn more about the various blocks. So for instance, if you want to learn about the drivetrain, you just come to the drivetrain, and under the drivetrain we have the drive forward. So you just click on the drive forward, and then it will give you details about the drive forward. And it said that the drive block will run the drivetrain forever until a new drivetrain block is used. So that is if you want the robot to keep on running forever before another drivetrain will be added. All right, so for instance, let's have this quick example. For instance, now you have the start button, and then you can add your drivetrain to it, and then let's see how the drivetrain works. And then we also learn about the playgrounds. You can come here to select your playground. So when you go to that place, this is how the playground will be loaded. And we have the start button here. When you click on the start button, it means that you want the robot to start running. So now we've selected the drive forward. So let's see how it will run. You press the start, and then you see the virtual robot moving forward. So it will move forward continuously without stopping. That is, if you want a robot to move forward continuously without stopping, you use the drive forward train. And then we also have another.
So if you want a robot to move forward without stopping, what sensor will you use?
Okay, so this time you are not going to use any sensor. If you want it to drive forward without stopping, you only use the motors, because it's the motors drive the robot forward. But if you want the robot to stop, that is where if you want the robot to stop when it sees an object or when it senses an object, that is where you use You use a sensor. But even if you want the robot to drive forward and stop without sensing any objects, you don't have to use any sensor. You use a sensor when you want the robot to communicate with the environment. For instance, to stop when it sees an object, to stop when it hits an object, or to stop when something happens. That is where you use a sensor. Is your question answered? All right, so let's go to the next one. So we go to the help button here. We want to learn more about drive forward for 13 meters. So, all right, so when you click it, what does it say? It says that moves the drivetrain for a given distance. So this moves the drivetrain for a given distance. So maybe in a programming, we can ask you to move what? The robot for 500 millimeters. So if the question is specific that move it for 500 millimeters, you have to use what? The drive forward for. So you just pick the drive forward for, you add it to the start button here, and then you go to forward for, that is forward. So here you can select forward or reverse, but here the question said that I should move forward. And it said I should move forward for what? 500 seconds. So you change the 200 to what? To 500. And then the question says millimeters, sorry, 500 millimeters. So here you select what? Millimeters. If the question asks you for inches, here you select what? Inches. If the question asks you for what? For centimeters, you should be able to know how to convert what? Centimeters to what? To millimeters. So I'll ask this question. How many millimeters makes 1 centimeter? Very good, very good. 10, very good, very good. So if a question asks you to move the robot forward for move the robot forward for 80 centimeters, and you don't have centimeters here, how will you convert 80 centimeters to millimeters? So can you do that?
800 times 10.
800 times 10.
80 centimeters in millimeters.
80 times 10.
80 times 10. Very good.
80 times 10.
Very good.
80 times 10.
80 times 10.
All right, so that is how it works. So if they don't give you millimeters and they give you what? Centimeters, you should be able to know how to convert what? Centimeters to what? To millimeters. So let's say now the question is asking us to drive it forward for 80 centimeters. And we know that 80 centimeters is the same as what? 80 times what? 10 millimeters, which will give us what? 800 millimeters. So you select the millimeters here, and then you change the 500 to what? 800. Very good. And then you can what? You go to the start. We told you that when you want the program to start, you what? You click on the start button here, and then it will start. The playground will what? Will load. And then you see the robot will move. The robot is moving forward. Very good. So now have you seen that the robot has stopped? Have you seen it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me start again. So it's moving now.
Sir, please, I can't hear you.
Listen to this.
So let's start again. So now we've converted 80 meters to what? To 80 centimeters to millimeters, which is 800 millimeters. So we programmed the robot to what? To move for 800 millimeters. So I've started it. So now the robot is moving. So this is the robot moving. Now it has stopped. So that is how what? The drive forward for. That is how what? It works. So there are various in the coming week. That is in the coming week. That is starting from 1st May. We are going to explore more about all the various blocks. We are going to learn how to use the 10 right. We are going to learn how to use the 10 right for 90 degrees. So we are going to learn a lot of stuff on programming our virtual robots. So we want to encourage all of you to to keep on participating in this program since it is going to help you to learn more about virtual programming. It's going to help you to learn more about building blocks and so forth. So at this point, I will pause and then I'll take some few questions and then we'll bring the class to an end. So I'll take some questions. Do you have any question?
Yes. Stephen, we have 15 minutes more before the class ends.
Yes, actually, our lesson outlined, the lesson we planned for today, we have finished our lesson for today, so the rest is for them to ask questions for us to answer them.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Next question.
As you learn about your vex, you get your group so you can do your presentation on Wednesday. Yes.
Yes. My mom said that she has already sent my name and my and those things. She said that she sent it. People had not yet joined to make a to like a group.
Okay.
Sir, please, when is group 4 doing the presentation?
On Wednesday.
Okay.
On Wednesday.
So what about group 3?
Everyone, if you are ready, Wednesday, everyone who has not presented will be presenting on Wednesday. This Wednesday, so prepare for that. If you don't know your group or team, please make sure that you can find your group by contacting your parents to check their emails. Let them check their emails and see if they received the email. If they have not, they should send us a WhatsApp message on the parents platform so we can help them get the information and your group details. I will not I will now turn out the time to Stephen to talk about today's this week assignment.
So if you give us the assignment, will we submit it on Wednesday or the next Monday?
On Wednesday.
Okay, hello. Today assignment will be in the Google Classroom. So I ask your parents to accept the Google Classroom. We are not putting any assignment in the video. Let them accept it. Every assignment that you need to work on there are in the Google Classroom. Okay? So let them accept the Google Classroom. Go there, you do your assignment, you can submit it there. We are not doing paperwork anymore. You can't do it.
Auntie, the Google Classroom, will we type or will we snap pictures?
You are not snapping pictures, you are not typing. The moment you type, when you type there, your teacher will see whatever you are doing. Okay?
Yes, and you can upload after doing your work. You can upload your assignment from your Word document or PowerPoint onto Google Classroom. That is the training we're going to give your parents on Saturday on how to use the Google Classroom so they can help you with your assignment. In the Google Classroom, you'll be able to get your assignment, work in group, send messages to your team members, or your classmates. So let your parents inform them that we have a meeting with them on Zoom on Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll send them the link on the parents page on Saturday morning. And also the details about the upcoming class, which will start on the 4th of May. We'll also discuss that details and how much the class will cost in that meeting. So it's very important that parents encourage your parents to attend that parents conference so that they can learn the tools we'll be using for the class and also at home with your project and assignment so you can be successful. And at the same time, you will learn how to use the VEX VR and also be able to compete in the end of month competition. So every month we will have a competition. So make sure you join and be part of that class. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
How do you go to the Google Classroom?
There is an invite. We have sent an invite through an email to your parents. So tell your parents to go to the Google email to accept the invite. They will see an invite for ROBOTICS bountiful technology, inviting them to can also use to access the classroom. So if they're having any challenge with it, let them send us a message on the parents' page. And we'll be able to help them access those information. Thank you. So
This is 10:20.
So as you see on the screen, this is the so this is the homework. You are identify 5 types of engineering. 5 images of each of the 5 types of engineering. So
Please, when are we supposed to submit
you
it?
are supposed to submit it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes. You are not joining the class tomorrow. Yes, but you are submitting the homework
tomorrow. So you're expecting your homework tomorrow. Tuesday. So Identify 5 duties of applied use of each of the 5 types of engineering.
It's the same way you have been submitting it. You are submitting it on WhatsApp. You are submitting it on WhatsApp to Uncle Roland.
Steven. Uncle Steven.
Yes, actually, I'm listening to you.
I think we are encouraging them to use the Google Classroom.
Can you stop sharing your screen?
Wow.
Okay, thank you everyone. We are grateful for today and we are always happy to have you around. Stay safe and make sure that you listen to your parents. We will see you on Wednesday. Tomorrow class is for the discoveries. It's discovery, so it's for the lower primary. Wednesday, we'll meet you again for your presentation. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Don't worry.
Now, who is playing that?